Total 19 opposition parties now, including the Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party and the former BJP ally Shrimoti Akali Dal, have all planned to boycott the president's address in the parliament.
When Kumaraswamy was sworn in as the Chief Minister of Karnataka, we saw almost everyone from the opposition spectrum on stage propping him up. Interesting visuals of, say, a Mayawati and a Sonia Gandhi hugging each other also came up. It seemed like a formidable front against the BJP. But as we moved closer to the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, we saw this front breaking up. In one take this week, this is the question I'm asking all of you. Is opposition unity a myth? Are individual personal interests of political parties breaking up? Can there ever be an opposition unity inside Parliament? I'm Pallavi Ghosh and this is my take this week. No, there cannot be a full-fledged opposition unity. Remember, one of the most contentious bills which has been cleared by Parliament has been that of triple talaq. It almost seems that in Rajya Sabha, the triple talaq will not be passed because that's where the opposition had the numbers and the government didn't. But what happened? We had seen the so-called friendly parties like the BJP, the BSP not taking a stand. Often an abstention or not taking a stand inside Parliament means you're actually taking a stand in favor of the ruling regime, and in this case it happened to the BJP. There are several examples of important bills which have passed the muster only because there was an excellent flow management which came in from the government and they were able to break this so-called opposition unity. Now parties, for example, like the BJD, the TRS, then also Jagan Mohan Reddy's YSR, these parties have often not given out a clear-cut signal about where they really want to be. They make it one thing very clear: they certainly don't want to be seen as only as a part of a federal or a united front. Whenever efforts have been made to build up an opposition unity, it has always fallen apart, and often I would say has fallen apart. Sources say that one reason, for example, why Jagan Mohan Reddy does not want to become a part of this front or play an active role in national politics is because he's mired in several cases, and he's also worried that there could be a lot of pressure on him within the state from the BJP and from the other political parties. He wants to play safe and strengthen his position in his own state of Andhra Pradesh. Similar is the case now with Chandrababu Naidu, who had actually broken away from the NDA by taking a stand. It didn't help him really politically in the state elections of Andhra Pradesh, but today he seems to be sending out a signal to the opposition parties as which side is he on. If today we want to look at opposition parties, the ones who actually take a forceful stand are ones like the Congress party or the Trinamool Congress. Even there, they don't want to be seen together. It was interesting that on the first day of the budget session, 19 opposition parties actually came together on farm laws. It's not that they love each other, it's because they love one particular cause, which is the farmers, which would have hurt them politically, which is why they came together. Now, when you start looking at the rest of the budget session and you're going to see some important bills or issues coming up, I wouldn't be surprised if I see that the opposition parties are often moving away from each other. A quick example of the Trinamool Congress once again. Now, while over here they were a signatory to an overture by the Congress party to put up a united front against the farm laws on the first day of the budget session, back home in West Bengal, in the Bengal Assembly, you had the Congress plus the left move a resolution on farm laws separate from that of the Trinamool Congress. That's the dilemma really of the opposition parties. They want to assert their individuality. They also want to take on the BJP, but what becomes heavier on them is their own identity, their own entity. They do not want to cede space to the other opposition political parties because very often they are their opponents at the state level. Now take the example of Punjab. Now while Akali Dal signed on for that among the 19 signatories against the farm laws on the first day of the budget session, in the state of Punjab, the Akalis are at loggerheads with the Congress party. Similarly is the case with the Aam Aadmi Party. So if you're going to look at a united big opposition front or unity, is that ever possible? Because can the AAP, Akalis and the Congress party come together? Because at the end of the day, they have to fight each other in the state of Punjab. Similar is the story as far as the Trinamool Congress plus the left is concerned or the Trinamool Congress plus the Congress is concerned. Lots of reactions which I'm seeing on my timeline because this is a question which I've asked you and all of them seem to be agreeing with me that no, there can never be a complete opposition unity. Some of them are selfish, some of their individual ambitions are very strong, and at the end of the day, no one perhaps wants to take on the BJP individually because everyone feels that that is a winning side, so let's be a little soft on that side. That's why some parties like the BJD and the TRS and the YSR are often maintaining the happy and a comfortable distance from the rest of the political parties. It's now being left increasingly alone to the Congress party or even the Trinamool Congress to fight their battles on their own.